667 Cape Talk.
I should say, especially up here in the high south, we've been having some strange weather. The next moment it's wonderful weather. You think, is this the beginning of spring? And then suddenly heavy winds and a bit of cold weather. So let's see what's happening in the world of weather.
Talk Radio 702 and 567 Cape Talk. Weather.
Okay, looking at Pretoria. Let's start off with Pretoria. So we're looking at a decent day, presumably starting off at 10, getting to a high of 22. I'm just looking at Johannesburg quickly. Johannesburg starts off at 8, gets to a high of 19. Bloemfontein, in case any of you are going to the Free State at all, we're starting off at 11, getting to a nice 20. And then, of course, Durban, which is always a fan favorite when it comes to weather, because Durban tends to have very nice weather. We're starting off at 17, getting to a high of 24. Geez, I'd like to take a dive into the ocean then. And then, of course, Cape Town. Looking at your weather, you're starting off at 15, getting to a nice high of 21. It seems like we're going to have some decent weather throughout the course of the day. No weather, no rain, no funny conditions forecast from what I can see. So hopefully you have a decent day. But while we're on the issue of weather, let's find out if Tommy has some decent weather in Glasgow, but he wants to chat about something else completely different. Good morning.
Yeah, Gershaw, how are you doing?
Great, mate.
Listen, it was regarding, Margaret Thatcher. She was a leader of the United Kingdom, and she supported the apartheid regime in South Africa. Okay. I just wanted to note your comments. You said you were middle class. I take it you're white middle class?
No, I'm not actually.
No, just interesting how you perceive. Interesting to perceive how. Well, it's good then. It's not a problem. It doesn't matter at all. It's just interested how you perceive yourself to be part of the middle class. But it was a statement when you says that no rational debate can be had on the Palestinian-Israeli situation. Now, I find that flabbergasting, and I wanted to know how you can square that circle. That when someone like maybe Margaret Thatcher was supporting the apartheid state, she would have the same statement against people. You can't make any rationale against it, especially when it's one side, which is the oppressor, which is backed by the biggest superpower on the planet, who's given over £5 billion in aid, and is, it's got military equipment that, facing against Palestinians, third generation Katyusha rockets or whatever. So you have to take a clear stance in a situation where it's such an oppressor against the oppressed, Gershaw, and to not do so makes you part of the oppressor, and that's why I'm ringing in, because Margaret Thatcher, who was a woman, it's not good to really say, let's have a woman for women's sake, especially when it's someone who was so despotic like Margaret Thatcher, like she did against the Irish people, like the war she did against the black South African people. So you have to really take a stance, especially against an apartheid state like Israel. Would you say I'm right on that, Gershaw?
Tommy, in as much as you have a wonderful point there that you're making in terms of we can't have a woman for a woman's sake, what you need to understand, though, is that whether Margaret Thatcher was a man or a woman didn't make a difference in terms of her stance when it came to apartheid, whether it came to the Irish people or anything of that sort. A man or woman is equally capable of making those decisions. That's why I'm saying that I think it's a bit silly in the year 2014 we're debating whether we are ready to have a woman in power, whether we have a man.
Well, listen, yes, there's two points I'm making, Gershaw, and the one I take your point on that, but the main one is that you said, and that's what riled me to phone you all the way from the UK, was on the basis that you said, we can't have a rational debate, and I beg to differ. That's the voice of the oppressor saying, oh no, we can't debate the fact that Israel is actually committing a genocide. To actually use the word war is a wrong terminology. When 2,000 people have been killed, 10,000 people injured, and they're bombing them in an indiscriminate fashion, using, it's an apartheid state for 60 years, so it has to be clearly mentioned. And God bless the Jewish brother who made the stance. And so what if if the people against him, he stands up against them and says, he's a human being. You don't have to be from any race or background. If you see an oppression such as what is happening, you have to make a stance for your own humanity when you go to meet your own maker in your day of judgment. That's my viewpoint on it, Gershaw. You've got to make a stand, and God bless the Jewish brother who's out doing it. Viva Palestine.
Thanks. Tommy from Glasgow.
Thank you for your time, Tommy.
God bless. Take care,
for
sister.
in. Thank you. Bye.
South African Radio, good morning, good afternoon. In case I don't speak to you, till the next radio show, goodbye. Late on the night, hail hail, aka Miko. Yes, indeed. Right, that's about it. That's all I can say, mate. I ain't doing a long show. In fact, I ain't doing a show at all. I just thought I'd put it out there. I would normally put these wee ones out on a... See, I've not even put any of them out. There was loads there that I did the last few months, phoning up that wee South African radio station I just phoned there. But I've just kept them hidden. I never broadcast them. I'll dig them out and put them up sometime. Anyway, I'm out of here. Here's a wee tune. Hail, hail, Nelson Mandela Land.
I went to see Legend just the other night down in the Yankee Stadium underneath the light, and I heard an old man speak there after years and years in jail. His name it was Mandela, and he came to tell his tale. Oh, while the crowd, they cheered him loudly, but then the silence fell when he spoke of the hard years in a South African cell. And although he was free now, his heart was still in pain, because his country and his people still wore apartheid's chains. He said he hoped that we would join him as he walked down freedom's path, and that these miles would be the hardest, but they would be the last, and to join our hands together so that we might be as one, try to find ourselves the courage that this battle could be won. Well, I'm at home that same evening, I fell asleep and had a dream. I was standing in the cold rain in an Irish field of green, and all around the headstones of our martyrs from the past, I was standing there in silence when they spoke to me at last. Kevin Barry is my name, and I died in a hangman's noose, for they wanted the names of my comrades, but this I would not do. And I am Roger Casement, and I died by England's hand for bringing German rifles to the lonely Bannockstrand. James Conley is my name, the working people wear my life. When they shot me down in Kilmainham jail, it brought great civil strife. And I am Padraig Pearse, I was murdered by the foe, because I read the proclamation from the steps of the GPO.
My name is Jimmy Alba, and I'm from Scottish Democracy 2014. Tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. Telecanvas campaign starts back later on today. Phone 100 to convince 100 to tell another 100 to phone out. We'll make it to 1 million. Are you doing your bit? Hurry up. Come on.
Well, the last voice that I heard said my name is Bobby Sands. He said it's good to hear Mandela's words ringing through the land. I hope they hear him up in Belfast, in Derry and Tyrone. Maybe then those English soldiers will know it's time to go home. Well, I go home in the morning, nothing makes sense at all. But then again, who'd believe that they'd knock down the Berlin Wall, or they freed Nelson Mandela? Oh, could this really be? Maybe now we will see Ireland reunited and free. Maybe now we will see Ireland reunited and
free. Just finishing up, new ceasefire, 72-hour ceasefire agreed between Hamas and the illegal Zionist entity. Hail, hail, increase the peace, fight the power. Peace, love, respect all, except the Zionists and zombies. God bless.